especially if Satai's out this week for Hull FC. Even worse for them. I know they get a couple of banned players back. They think they'll get some players back, but I'm going to go Cass. I'm going to go Cass by 8, but it's not with huge conviction, because if Hull FC get a forward pack of any sort of bench together that isn't Charlie Severs, no offence to the young kid, or Laidlaw, no offence to the young kid, but if they get a forward pack on the bench that's actually of adult age, then they could be more competitive. But I just don't know that they're going to win this game with the recent form they've been in.
No, things look pretty dire for FC. Cass by 10.
Cass win this. With only 6 or 7 more rounds left, that could be playoffs already, couldn't it?
It'd put them in the driving seat, definitely.
I think actually, Sunday at 6 p.m. I don't know if I've got these times right, UK time. It might be 5 p.m. UK time actually. Catalans versus Huddersfield. Shame this one isn't on TV. It's 4th against 3rd. It's a chance for these two teams to bounce back as well after a couple of back-to-back. Well, no, a weekend where they both lost. Huddersfield need to show something if they still don't have Lola here. They need to show some sort of creativity. Catalans are another team dogged by injuries and suspensions, particularly in the forward pack, aren't they? So it's another tough one to call. Which way are you going?
Again, so tough to pick. Catalan by 6.
Yeah, I've gone Catalans by 4. That's that classic home advantage margin that I give on a game where I haven't got a clue. Then 7 p.m. Toulouse versus Salford. Probably when they were looking ahead to this month, Salford wasn't the hardest game, but it is the hardest game that they've faced for a while because of how good Salford are at scoring points at the moment. Toulouse's defence is not good enough to contain this Salford attack. I would love to be tipping Toulouse to win, but I'm going Salford by 18.
I think the weather's going to be a bit more clement as well, so yeah, Salford by 12.
Okie dokes. Luckily for Toulouse, I don't think that they're going to get overtaken in any way, because on Sunday 3 p.m. it's Wakefield versus St Helens. Now, I'll throw out the caveat that I know David would throw out if he was on the show, which is St Helens don't always do very well at Wakefield away, but Wakefield are garbage at the moment. If they turn themselves around for this game, then absolute huge credit well done to them. I can't predict them to, though. I don't know if you can predict them to. St Helens win this game, and they've confirmed their playoff spot for sure for the end of the season, if it was ever in doubt. I'm going Saints by... not by loads, because I don't know about how many points Saints are scoring at the moment. So Saints by 12.
The only chance Wakefield have got if Saints go down to maybe 6 or 7 players. Saints by 20.
And it gets called off.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Saints will win, I'm just not sure about how many. Women's Super League game of the week. There's only one game in Group 1, and that's Leeds versus Wigan, and it's on television. And Wigan will be playing the new French debutant, so the Wigan Globetrotters with French and American players in the back line versus the Leeds side that are a very strong opposition this season. 5:30 p.m. kickoff on Sky for that one on Thursday. I mean, Leeds are winning it, but let's see if Wigan can show an ability to be competitive. I think they need Vicky Molyneux back before they can start doing that, but yeah,
we'll see.
Championship game of the week is Featherstone versus York. Featherstone haven't been beating people convincingly, I don't think, recently. They've been shipping points even though they've been winning games. York obviously had a really disappointing couple of weeks, but if they can start the game better, Sunday 3 p.m. this one, if they can start the game better, could they put Featherstone under pressure, or do you think it's a foregone conclusion?
I just think York are a bit soft up the middle for me, and Featherstone are not. Featherstone should win this comfortably, I'm afraid.
The TV game's on Sunday. I think that's because they're giving everyone the full week before the summer bash. Sunday 3 p.m. on Premier Sports, Whitehaven versus Lee. I mean, it's going to be 60 points to 10 or something. to Lee, isn't it? So.
Yes, massive Lee win, I'm afraid.
And in League One, the game of the week on the R League game Saturday 2 p.m. could be a massive win for the away side as well. Cornwall hosting Swinton. And then the game of the week is North Wales versus Hunslet, two playoff sides, Saturday 5:30 p.m. Two playoff looking sides there, isn't it? So we'll see how that pans out, but could be a close, high scoring game in North Wales again. I think the stadium's changed names. I don't think it's Stadium Zip World anymore, which is a shame.
Yes, that's a big shame. But.
So make sure you get your fan reviews in to us on those games and any other rugby league you take part in, you watch, you officiate, your kids play, what have you. We'll love to hear your fan views on all of the rugby league action next week for us to talk about on next week's Super League pod. We're now going to move into wrap up the show for the 350th time. Okay, Alan, no messing about with the quiz. I've not gone things that have happened in 350 episodes of Super League Pod because, to be honest, when I was thinking what the quiz should be, I forgot it was episode 350. The quiz is about Bevan French.
I thought it would either be that or it would be about massive try-scoring exploits. It'd be one or the other.
I just think, he is the man of the moment. He is the player of the week. It's a real shame that nothing's been confirmed that he's staying at Wigan because that would be wonderful. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there with that. It was lovely of Wigan to get his family over the last couple of weeks, wasn't it? It's a real shame that if whether that doesn't swing the balance in Wigan's favour and makes him just more inclined to go home.
Well, let's just enjoy him while he's here.
Yes, for sure. I don't think these are necessarily easy questions this week. It's going to be a bit of guesswork for you.
Okay.
So, Friday's record-breaking game was Bevan French's 50th game for Wigan, but can you guess how many tries he's scored in those 50 games? I'll give you a clue. It is less than one per game, so it's less than 50.
Less than 50, more than 7.
Less than 50, definitely more than 7.
I have a feeling he kind of, when he's playing, he kind of has a every other game type record. With that in mind, I'm going to go for 32.
It's 46.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he's got like 3 other hat tricks, quite a few braces. So
that's a fantastic record wherever you're playing the game. Yeah.
I mean, he was a try a game last year in his 5 appearances as well, which helped towards that figure, I guess. Friday's haul takes French to 20 tries for the season, which is a new personal high for him, beating the 19 that he scored in which NRL season? So, prior to his arrival in this country in 2019, obviously.
Yes, it wouldn't be the 29. Did he come here for the start of the 2019 season?
No, he came in midway through, but if he was scoring 20 tries or 19 tries, he wasn't going to be released, was he?
He wasn't going anywhere. I'm going to say this. I have no. To come over, you have to be kind of on the outer or be suffering with injury or something. So it's not going to be in 2018. I'm going to say it was 2017.
It was 2016, which was his first year in the NRL, actually, with Parramatta. He scored 19 in 13 games, and that included 3 hat-tricks. He finished the game, last 2 games of the season, both at fullback, both hat-tricks.
My logic was good, it just didn't work out, but anyway, go on.
Yeah. Hull FC is obviously the team he scored the most against in Super League, but... and a bit of a downer here for old Bevan. How many teams has he failed to score against in Super League, and can you name them?
So he's played 50 games.
50 games, 46 tries, but there's 2 teams that he's played against in the UK and failed to score against in any of his appearances against him. Oh, shit, I told you how many. I've ruined the question. Right, you've got to tell me the names of them now.
I didn't even realise. The 2 teams that he hasn't scored against. Absolutely no clue. Let's say he hasn't scored against Castleford and Huddersfield.
Huddersfield is one of the sides. So he has lifted a trophy against them, but not scored a try against them. Hull KR is the other.
Okay. I remember him obviously scoring certain tries, but yeah, I wasn't there for all of them.
No. And finally, I was going to talk about this last week, but the show was long enough. So there's 4 nations that are going to take part in the first Physical Disability Rugby League World Cup, which is going to be held in Warrington. So England will play alongside Wales, New Zealand and Australia in the group stages, hosted at Warrington's Victoria Park. The group games will be played on October the 23rd, 25th and 28th, with the nations playing each other once. The top 2 will go on to play the final at the Halliwell Jones Stadium, with the other playing the 3rd place playoff game at Victoria Park. Both those matches will take place on October the 30th. So the final will take place immediately before the men's game between France and Samoa on October the 30th. So something to look out for if you're planning on heading over to that game. And Channel 4 is going to host the Physical Disability Rugby League World Cup draw on the last leg on Friday the 29th of July. Now, that I guess we'll just decide the order of the matches, because we know those 4 countries will play each other once each. But last leg presenter Adam Hills, who's also a tournament ambassador, has confirmed that he's going to play in the tournament, and the team he will play for will be revealed on the 29th of July, with him being eligible for England and Australia. It's going to be England, isn't it?
It better be. I mean,
why wait to announce it on television on the last leg? I suppose it's going to give some jokes either way, but good press though, isn't it, for the sport?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's been a constant advocate, and yeah, it's a great. The link with Channel 4 is great, and I think Last Leg is a very popular show. So yeah, it's a very good piece of placement for that, definitely.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about, Alan? Any recommendations?
It's just a bit of a shout out, really. I saw a little bit of the Dutch league final on Sunday, which was the Zwolle Wolves against the Den Haag Knights, and they were filming it. It was just a fixed camera, and some of the views were quite a long way away, but they did stream it on Twitch, so that was quite nice just to catch up with. And congratulations to Zwolle for winning in their first year. That was really good. But yeah, there was lots of interaction with people who obviously were watching it on the first time, and yeah, it was just really good to kind of see the breadth of rugby league across the world. And I think the way that the Dutch Federation are kind of organising and kind of responding to kind of coming back after COVID has been really positive. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Give them a follow on Twitch, and I'm sure there'll be other games coming up. They've got a full international programme coming up in the autumn, which I'll be trying to catch up with as well.
Yeah, good stuff. This is traditionally the time in the show where I realise I have to look at the calendar to see who's on next week. So you're going to have to fill with some other sort of recommendation, Alan, whilst I do that.
Buy an air conditioning unit is probably quite a good investment.
I mean, how much are we expecting this to keep going? It might.
It's not going to keep going, but it will come back. I firmly believe that it's part of our future, unfortunately. So it's something we need to, because we keep saying we don't adapt to it, but I think it's time we started adapting. I really do. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's Scoots is on next week, so being a televised game and a big game, I'm sure we'll get plenty of views on that Hull FC game one way or the other. So we'll see how things go there. I know she'll have some other stories to tell us, because I caught up with Joshua before the Wigan game on Friday night. He was telling me about his trip to Hull FC's training in the week. So